guys, gals, non-binary pals, your friendly neighbourhood captain here. And as ever, your master of games. Give me a second because I forgot our lovely assistant Archie. Archie is coming in. We are that one. Huh, that's cool. And there is Archie, has joined us now. So, as I say, welcome everybody aboard the SS Adventurer. Who would like to go ahead and attempt to recap last session? I will nominate. Do you know what? I'm going to be really nice to you guys tonight and let Des go ahead and do it.
Oh, you call that nice? I was trying to finish my dinner. All right. Let's get this craziness underway then. So at the beginning of the last session, we found out that the thing that was making its way to Veritas was a radiant dragon or a solar dragon. It then proceeded to destroy Veritas. We did see Longdigne fly up from the city and out of the smoke, roaring in pain. Light from the citadel, where the ley lines are absorbed, erupted, and Longdigne was at the center of all that. The ship did make its way onward to the Pixie Thicket, and we were dropped off there in a green pasture, where we proceeded to enter the thicket. We heard croaks like frog-like creatures. I can English today, I swear. We get attacked by the frog people, and we end up, or I get attacked by the frog people, but they end up guiding us into the Feywild. We swam down and are transported into a land to land upon grass on the other side. Ivory cleaned us all up with prestidigitation, and it was then that we met Stump, seeing his feet sticking out of a bush. He asked us our names. Obviously, we don't give our names, and yep, he is very crafty and wanted some of Longdigne's hoard to give us safe passage to the Queen. Ivory instead, offers up her firstborn, as you do, to random Fae. And, Stump countered by asking for her egg. They strike a deal, he leads us onward, and we meet up with the Queen. I give her the warning about what's coming, and she says she can just close down the thicket and let the Osharans march right over. But yeah, she asks what we will give her, if we will give her what was promised, which was an army. Obviously, Audnay didn't have an army. Ivory makes a deal with her as well to provide an army, to raise an army. The Queen says that there are 3 items of power in 3 temples in Veritas, and if we give them to her, she will accept Ivory's proposal for the army. She wants a black onyx with a ruby center. Hey, let's see. Black onyx with a ruby center. Sorry, my notes are very confusing for anyone that's not me. And I'm trying.
You're doing a fantabulous job.
Thank you. I'm dealing with a bunch of shit at the moment. Um, the item belongs to one of the four dragon tyrants and was stolen from the queen's wares. Um, we get back to our dimension. It's a prime material plane, and I try to use the shield of sniffing to find the that black onyx. To no effect. We started talking about a blue dragonborn that Ivory had a crush on, and the shield starts to point off into the trees. We follow it and find a tooth. Ivory starts summoning an unseen servant to do some digging when we are attacked by some very terrifying looking creatures. I, my character, Ebony, goes down. She is on death saves. And we are transported away. The party gets teleported to the nowhere, and that's where we are. One of the shadowlings talks to us uh, and is silenced. The Nowhere King wants to speak with us, and that's where we left off.
I thought you started talking to the Nowhere King.
Did we? I don't remember actually speaking to him.
The Nowhere
Unless I
King
didn't finish
spoke
my
to
notes.
us. Yeah, the Nowhere King spoke to us
Okay.
and
Then my
greeted
notes weren't
us
complete.
and seemed relatively polite, which is kind of scary, but
Yeah, I've been having problems with my Google Sheets not always saving and omitting some of my notes. So
Do you want
I
to
don't know
fill
what's
in the
going
rest,
on with that.
Maven?
sorry, what was that?
Do you want to fill in the rest?
All I remember is we were transported into a prison. I remember Mig attempting to use his hammer on the stone to a very ill effect that almost knocked him out. I do remember that the one creature that was no longer a little creature was now a big creature was trying to talk to us, or I was trying to manipulate him to get us out, and some other guard from this realm pulled us away and took us to the Nowhere King. And last I remember, we basically, he turned around, he said and apologized for the way he was treating us, and that is where it kind of ended.
So yes, you are before the Nowhere King. And he says to you, oh no, he already did tell you that because he told you about the fact that he is a prisoner here. And I think as we left off, the last sentence that he said to you was something along the lines of, what was it he said? What was it? Off the top of my head, I cannot remember. Give me 2 seconds. I'm hoping it got recorded properly. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's right, because you found out that he was a prisoner through the shadowlings. That's how you found out he was a prisoner. So yeah, you turn around. He turns around to you and goes, "I apologize for the way you have been treated. However, it was necessary." And just to remind you, the Nowhere King at this point in time is nothing but a floating golden mask.
Well, thank you for your apology, Your Majesty. Would it be too much to ask if you could return us to where we were?
Ah, yes. To go home, that would be marvellous, wouldn't it?
We were unjustly transported here when we were minding our own business.
Unjustly, I feel, is a little of an over-exaggeration. You see,
Then,
I requested my scouts to bring me people of talent. And you are talented.
then, for what reason did you require our talents?
I am shackled, bound to this plane of existence. I seek a key. Something that can release me.
Mick's gonna speak up finally. He says, and I suppose this key is in the realm we came from?
It would indeed, as that is where I originated from. All I requested was that people acknowledged mine and my brethren's contributions to the world, you know.
Oh, well, just about everybody in the magic community has heard of you, sir.
I'm well aware, as the one who opened the very academy that you came from. Don't think I didn't spy the emblems that you and your sister wear. Tell me, how are things on the material plane these days? Still squabbling over tiny bits of land?
Um, well, Oshar is, and they're waging war against the four dragons.
I thought as
And there are
much.
other issues as well with Veritas, where the academy is.
This is
Probably
why
is destroyed.
you mortals should learn to just bow down to those of superior power.
I have only ever bowed down to my mother, for
Your
she is a superior power.
your mother is a drop in the ocean in comparison to the true power of the Eldoran.
She's been the only true power in my life.
Then you have not heard enough about me. But I'm sure you are eager to return.
We are.
Well then, you may take my doorway through to the material plane, and if you should find or stumble across my brethren, acquire the piece of the keys that they each possess. And release me from my prison.
I can only promise that if we find them,
Oh, you will. Now that you've made contact with me, they will want to ensure that I am secure. That much I can promise you.
then it shall be an interesting discussion with them.
You guarantee my release. I can guarantee you safe return.
I can only guarantee that we will look for the keys.
Then I cannot guarantee a safe return. You see, I have spent a very long time here, and I am able to knit together the choice of verbiage that you use.
Can I have a brief breakaway with my party before we make any firm promises, Your Eminence?
Of course. Just to make you aware, my pets are getting hungry.
Lovely. We won't be long. I just kind of pull everybody into a huddle. Okay, guys. I really don't want to promise him anything, but I also want to get us back safely. What does everybody want to do?
Does Mig understand his connection of his god to this imprisonment?
You can make me a religion check.
Of course not.
So, I mean, the gods, from what you know, the gods had little to no dealings with the Eldoran. The Eldoran were more of a mortal, material plane greater being than actual deities.
I could always pray to my God for an answer, but our last meeting was not so kind. He was not happy with me.
Fair. But I
But
don't want to make promises for the whole party that we might not be able to keep. Reneging
I
on a
think,
promise to an Eldoran will probably be pretty bad.
well, as the enforcer of my God's will, I would have to ask before I commit.
Mm.
Which is why I'm afraid to speak up in honor and make any pledges. But I can't serve his will in this realm either.
What do you think, Theo?
I think if it grants us safe passage, we may have to go through with that. I'm kind of leaning towards just making a promise and hoping we don't stumble across these keys.
Okay. All right. I'll turn back to the Nowhere King and just kind of clap my hands and say, "All right. If we can get our hands on all of the pieces of the key, we will make the attempt to let you out. If you provide us safe passage back to the material plane."
Let's reword that. I shall grant you safe passage back to the material plane, and you shall seek out the keys to the locks that bind me here, and you shall free me.
Best effort isn't good enough.
Hmm?
Our best effort is not good enough.
Your
If
best.
we are killed by the Eldoran who seek to keep the keys from you,
Then,
obviously we will have failed.
then there will be no further punishment. I have no interest in punishing the weak.
Hmm. Oh, I look over at Ivory, who's made all these like deals with the Fae, and just sigh and just say, "How about we put the weight of all of this on me then, and not the party at large?"
No, because should you fail or choose not to engage, I need security.
Punishing me for failing wouldn't be enough.
Your punishment would be a quick and painless death.
Doesn't sound like much of a punishment to me.
Precisely.
Does Mig know if he can even speak to his god or pray to his god in this realm?
It would be very difficult to. Because remember, you are outside of time itself. And at the moment, as far as the material plane is concerned, you don't exist.
Mig's going to look up and he's going to say, not serving my god properly could be a worse than death sentence. And I cannot speak to my god on this plane.
Your god is not the one who holds your life in their hand right now.
You're right, but what gives me my power is very much connected to my god. And that is what you're asking me to utilize to help cover your keys and your escape.
You are a follower of Jalido, no? The god of justice.
That is correct. And if his eyes, your imprisonment is unjust, then he could very well support my efforts.
Precisely. I committed no crime.
As you pointed out, Our knowledge and experience is not as vast as your own.
Then it is my word we shall be taking on the matter.
If you don't mind my asking, Your Eminence, for what crime were you imprisoned?
For wishing that people live long and peaceful lives.
That doesn't sound like a crime.
It depends on who you ask.
So I take it that you are opposed to the wars that are breaking out, and you wish
I
to see them stop.
I am indifferent in this place. But perhaps if I were to be released, I could aid in stopping the war.
Would the people of the world be safe from you if you were to do that?
And they would be safe from me. I seek not to do them harm. They are in fact very useful people to have around.
In that case, then, I know you are asking for the entire party to make this promise, but if
I have
you go ahead.
I have one request, and that's the caveat that if my God is impartial or does not object, that I can support your request.
Your choice should not be determined by that of a deity. It's true, yes, he gives you his power, but did he not give you that power as well before you proved your piety?
He's given me those powers as long as I align my goals to his. As he would say, I am his servant.
That I can appreciate. Very well, on these terms I will grant you passage.
Mig will repeat the vow and add the aspect of his God's will or impartial view on his imprisonment.
Oh, I understand that you are not an independent thinker. So you wish to leave?
Yes, please.
I bind you to your word. And he opens a door and you see a bright white light behind him, like that of a doorway.
Sounds like it's time to leave.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are most welcome. And as you pass through this door, You take a good look around, and you are at the point in which you entered. That is to say, you are on the Ordnean side of the Pixie Thicket.
Okay, so we're on the home side of the Pixie Thicket. Okay, that was better than I was dreading. Okay.
Mig's going to look at the others. He says, "At some point, I need to converse with my god or pray to my god because I'm not sure how he's going to like this. But at least I have a way
Yeah,
out."
fair. Better than the rest of us. I am, I am, I am hurting. I would like to have a sleep.
I would suggest
Apologies for that impromptu break. Need to go and do a couple of quick things. So, yes, you come back on the Odinay side of the Pixie Thicket. And you can see that you can see what would have been Veritas on the horizon.
Okay. So he wants us to find her gem
Pardon me.
and
Part shield when it pointed towards the tooth, if it was looking at for the gem, or if it was looking for, and it was just a delayed effect. I'm wondering if that's or other realm.
I think I might have to disconnect and reconnect because I'm getting some really bad robots now.
Yeah,
There's gremlins in the
you
system
too. It might
somewhere.
be me.
yeah, let me connect to my computer instead of my cell phone.
No, I think it's Discord. I'll disconnect and reconnect.
Well, I'm having a hard time. I'll try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Hello, hello.
Still doing it.
Let me check.
All right. Do I sound any better?
You do, but let me just check.
I see point with the archivist on and off.
Yeah.
And you keep freezing up on your screen too every once in a while.
Yeah, it seems like their Discord is having some issues at the moment.
So it might not be us at all. It might be just.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably the Discord. My speed checks are fine, so it's not the internet for me. It's got to be the Discord.
Let's just double check. Audio, video, login, 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 login. That's all from last hour. It's not posted anything. Oh, has it eased up? No.
Nah, it's still doing it.
I'll go onto the website.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything for me either.
Does say that there is an issue with the API response time at the moment, which is possibly
That might do it.
Yeah. It's been spiking up and down all day by the looks of it. So we'll carry on. Archivist, please ignore everything about Discord and the chat about Discord just then. Right. Where were we? Ah, yes. You can see in the distance, and you were looking at the tooth to see if it would point you towards the stone. Is that correct?
Well, it's either or it's belong Dragonborn that's sweet on me.
Or what I remember the shield looking at.
Well, the shield started pointing there only after I started thinking about my friend.
We probably should have asked about that stone.
Well, too late now. I guess we just gotta try to track it down.
So, where do you guys want to head? Back to the city?
We may need to at least tell them what the Queen said, the Fey Queen said.
And find out if us alive after all.
She ain't gonna be happy when she hears out who attacked her.
You're assuming my mother doesn't know who attacked.
She may not be happy with the agreement you guys made.
I look over it. Well, I mean, surely what's the worst mother will do?
I'll let you talk, explain that to her. I'm not gonna get that.
Somebody's gonna have to try to talk her out of killing Ivory, so that'll be me. I'm gonna find that stone too. I've got theories of where that stone could be, or who could have that stone, and I don't like those theories.
So if we can see, so how far are we away from the city? You think days?
2 weeks travel.
Yeah, I mean, you're not that far out. You're probably a couple of days away.
Oh,
Because, like, you can see the forest in the distance behind you. You can see the city in the distance in front.
I guess before we decide to, because I know a bunch of people are hurt, and we're gonna need the site.
You're gonna
Probably
need
need
what,
keep-
sorry?
We'll probably need to rest and recover because we're all hurt pretty bad. I think 2 people got knocked unconscious.
yeah, me. I'm one of them.
And I'm pretty beat up myself. I think we are going to have to find a spot to and try to recover. And also, I need to have a conversation with my God.
Let's move towards Veritas, and we'll set up the Vigo Night Night tent.
You're gonna camp in the field? Is that right?
We'll head until dark, and then do a scouting of an area, finding an area that's.
Sure. Someone make me
Try-
a survival check. Who's good at survival?
See what my survival is. Bad, not proficient though.
Theo, how's your survival?
Mine's +2.
+3.
+2.
My rolls have not been going good. Good luck. There's no.
I mean, Theo.
Maybe this
can,
is how my God.
Theo can try.
This is how. Yeah, someone assist me because this is horrible.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's all Theo.
That's all we needed. The game wants you to partake, Theo.
Yeah.
It is.
So yeah, so you guys walk for a few hours, and the land definitely feels quiet. You know that sort of really eerie silence before a storm comes. That's how the land is currently feeling. You do manage to find a rather subtle area to camp. Not completely shut off from the world, but enough that you can set up sort of a perimeter and some decent shelter.
Okay. Well, I think Meg is going to say I need to have a very serious conversation with my God. He'll go and have a wonderful prayer.
Yeah, so then you don't want to come in until you're ready to go to sleep for first watch. You'll probably have to drag the next person out for watch by their feet. So
All right. I'll see what I can do. Hoping my
I
God
volunteer for last watch.
I may not be able to sleep after the conversation, so I'll take first. Who's taking second? Who am I waking up?
I'm guessing that would be
Can I not
Theo.
see?
Sorry, you guys broke
For
up
sure.
a little on
I
me.
could watch it.
Okay. So Theo's second?
Yeah.
All right.
As you guys start to settle down for the night, the stars align in the sky and a cool breeze blows. Can I please get you to make me a fate roll, Maven?
D1. Right in the middle.
Yeah. So you pray to Jalido. It's probably the first time in a while. Jalido is satisfied with your contribution, though he doesn't give you anything in return.
So no guidance, nothing.
I mean, if you're asking him a specific question.
Yeah, have him on his view of the Nowhere King and whether he is justly imprisoned.
The Noah King is a risk to the material plane. I would not recommend you releasing him unless you seek to defeat him.
Broke up a little bit there. He has no opinion on his if it was a righteous.
So he was saying that the Noah King poses a threat to the material plane. However, if you're gonna try and destroy him after releasing him, then by all means.
I guess he tried to destroy him. That wasn't in our agreement. Mig will thank his God for his guidance, and will be sure to pray more frequently. And then after he's done praying, he'll maintain guard until we didn't establish how long.
So yeah, who was second? Theo, can you
Theo.
make me a fate roll, please?
Damn.
Nice. Very nice.
Lovely.
So as Mig tucks himself in to his bedroll, and you come out for your watch, can you make me a perception check, please? Oh, of course. So, you become almost enamored with the stars tonight. They look slightly off, but nothing drastic. And you can put this down to the events of earlier. When you hear a whispering from a bush nearby, psst, psst, hey, over here.
I don't know anybody. I couldn't hear what you said.
Break up a little bit.
Yeah, there was a little bit of cutting in and out.
There's someone hiding in the bushes, and they are whispering to you, beckoning you over.
Sounds like
We
someone's
call-
trying to.
And tell them to come to me so I can kind of see them instead of going to a bush.
I must remain hidden. Come here. Quick.
He'll gives them for sure. And bush.
Sorry, Theo?
He's gonna go check out the bush. He goes and answers the call.
As you head over, you can't see anything in the bush, but you are now more close. You are now close enough to hear properly. And it says, "Is it true? You found your way to the Noah King."
Yeah, it's true. We didn't really find the way there, but we have come in contact with them.
Guys, I don't know about you, I'm finding this very hard with Discord right now.
Yeah,
It is
cuts
very
up
hard.
pretty bad.
Right, I think what we're going to have to do, and we will find another night this week where we will pick this up. If you
Okay.
guys are happy with that.
Yeah, that sounds good for me.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I think so. Seeing where we're going, it's just breaking up bad.
Yeah. Right, guys. Sorry for the poor quality stream. We will be back again